Hi everyone and welcome to my Christian story. Join me as I delve deeper into Tamar's chapter where we will explore Amnon's manipulation and dominance in today's entry. From the beginning of the chapter, it is evident that Amnon has an intense and wrongful desire for Tamar. I urge you to remember the consequences of this desire from previous videos. His actions not only led to Tamar's suffering but also caused him to have feelings of hatred despite his initial love before. When she got to his bedroom, he had forced himself on her, and after he was finished, the love he felt initially instantly turned to hatred. The Bible reads, Then Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. This chapter of Tamar's story reminds us of the consequences of unchecked desires and the devastating impact they can have on her as we go deeper into her story. What Amnon referred to as love was not love. Love understands the word no, and it doesn't force itself. It is patient and it's also kind. Amnon was aware of what he was doing and who Tamar was, yet he still assaulted her. Amnon is a public predator. Let me clarify what I mean. There are public and there are private predators. The private predator is an abuser who, unlike Amnon, keeps his motives towards you to himself until he sexually assaults you. He seems to interpret your lack of response as permission for his behavior, not just once, but possible multiple times. So why is Amnon a public predator? Amnon simply didn't care. Why? Because in his castle, he was the king. Some of these predators could be well-known or seemingly unlikely individuals. They engage in assaulting women without any regard as they perceive their victims as beneath them due to their status. Consequently, people may doubt that they would commit such acts as they may use their influence to intimidate their victims. Public predators might have the support of their friends, much like Amnon did. These friends sometimes also participate in tearing this woman apart. Even though you choose to remain silent, the abuser's perception of your silence as a sign of weakness is inaccurate. Your decision to not speak out in no way indicates consent to the abuser's actions. According to the Bible, nothing remains hidden forever. And now that the secret is out, gossip and detractors have emerged. They seek to dissect your trauma, asking insensitive questions and making degrading assumptions and accusations. It is important to recognize that reliving your trauma does not diminish your strength. Your silence was not a result of weakness, but a deliberate choice in self-care. Even if people stood by you, the hurtful voices persisted. However, it's crucial to remember that your inner strength and resilience have not and should not waver. Remember this, your abuser caused a mess and trauma that led to your isolation and destruction. As I explained in my previous video, let's consider the contrast between you, Tamar, and Amnon. What was Amnon's life like after he took advantage of you? 2 full years after he had abused Tamar, Amnon was living his best life unbothered. The passage reads, And it came to pass after 2 full years that Absalom had sheep shearers in Baal-Azar, which is beside Ephraim, and Absalom invited all the king's sons. Even though Amnon was supposed to be Amnon, and even though Amnon was supposed to be sheep shearing the sheep, it was written that he drank and made himself merry. This shows that the people around him didn't care about his abuse of Tamar because he was welcome into their surrounding. He was not ostracized nor isolated like she was, even though him being there was a premeditated plot. For 2 whole years, and possibly even longer, for some of you, your predators have been walking freely and living rent-free in your head. You watch them being praised in your community, school, and work, and it makes you angry. As they walk freely with no remorse for what he did, you have been silently plotting the day when you will finally gather the strength and speak for yourself. You are patiently waiting for the moment when the people around your predator will finally realize that he is nothing like who he pretends to be. The image of a king on his throne is something he has crafted, and they have praised him for it. Take a moment to consider Tamar's thoughts while staying in her brother's house. The isolation and desolation she experienced as she watched the people whose action placed her there walked unbothered. To you, he sexually assaulted you, but amongst his friends, he is praised because to him and them, he conquered you. The overgrown ego and pride he feels contrast with the inner crumbling caused by feelings of hatred and anger for your feelings of hatred and anger for him. The hate Amnon felt after he sexually assaulted Tamar is nothing compared to yours, as it increases in unmeasurable intensity because you hate that man. And you also hate yourself for allowing him to take everything from you. 2 years have passed, but Amnon is still a presence in your life. Even if you are brave enough to seek justice and have your abuser locked up, the memory of him and that day has never left you. He has become the central figure in your story, consuming your thoughts and emotions. Your desire for vengeance remains unfulfilled, so you have taken on multiple roles in your pursuit of justice. You act as the investigator, the prosecutor, the judge, and even the executioner, condemning him to the fate you believe he deserves. Remember that Tamar's pain is often misunderstood. You may feel like the person who caused you harm has not faced any justifiable consequences, even if he was locked up, which adds to your suffering. But remember the gentle voice of the Holy Spirit that speaks to your soul, that says he will receive what he deserves. Vengeance is not yours to seek. Give your burdens to God, for he will heal your mind and body. Remember that God is the ultimate creator. He can purify, he refines, and he restores. Trust that he will make up for the losses caused by the destructive forces in your life. The years that Amnon the locust, Amnon the palmer worm, Amnon the cankerworm are devoured and taken or stolen from you. I want you to sing or say unto God, do not cast me away from your presence, O Lord. Take not your Holy Spirit from me, and restore unto me the joy of your salvation. Renew a right spirit within me, so I can put away the anger, bitter, self-destructive thoughts and find healing in you, dear Lord. Declare that your chains are broken. You are free from your captivity. Remember, the Pharaoh that oppressed you the Pharaoh that oppressed you will see no more. For great is thy God, your deliverer. Until next time, may you find your freedom and your peace in God's love.